Hello students, welcome to my geography class. Today we are going to discuss and learn second last topic of second chapter, Physical Features of India of class 9th geography. So let us begin the topic. Our second last topic is coastal plains. As you can see here, the coastal plains. First of all, we will discuss the meaning of coastal plain. A coastal plain is a flat, low-lying land adjacent to a sea coast. And you know that the Indian peninsula is surrounded by water bodies from three sides, and because of that India has two coastal plains, the western coastal plain and the eastern coastal plain. So now one by one we will learn more detail about these two coastal plains. So once again move towards the map for better understanding. Here it is. Here you can see this is the western Ghat and this is eastern Ghat. And what is western Ghat and eastern Ghat we have already discussed in previous video. So here we are just focusing on the coastal plain. So here you see this part is mainly known as coastal plain. So let us discuss more details about this. First of all, you know that on the western margin of the Deccan Plateau, as you know this is Deccan Plateau and this is the western margin. So on the western margin of Deccan Plateau stretches the western coastal plain running along the Arabian Sea. This is Arabian Sea, and just here as you see this part is mainly known as coastal plain. In the same manner, on the eastern margin of the Deccan Plateau, this is stretches the eastern coastal plain, and this also runs along the Bay of Bengal. Here it is. So what is the other details of these two plains? Let us discuss. First we are talking about western coastal plain. So here we are going to learn with the help of points. So the first point of the western coastal plain can be nature. The first point is nature. So here you can understand that the western coastal plain is a narrow coastal plain about 10 to 50 kilometer wide. You see this is very narrow spaces here, right? And the total width is 10 to 50 kilometer only. So this is the total, you can say, width. In the same manner, if I talk about the width of, or you can say the nature of eastern coastal plain, so the eastern coastal plain is very broad and the total width of eastern coastal plain is about 50 to 250 kilometer. So in this way we got that the nature, what is the nature of these two coastal plain. The second point can be extension. It's mean that what is the area from where the western coastal plain starts and it comes to an end. So here it is Gulf of Cambay, that is also called Khambat, Gulf of Khambat or Gulf of Cambay. So from Gulf of Cambay to Kanyakumari, total western coastal plain stretches here. So this is the first extension. The other extension we can say it lies between Arabian Sea and Western Ghat. So this is the another way of speaking or explaining extension. In the same manner we can also show extension of the eastern coastal plain. So here the eastern coastal plain starts from Mahanadi Delta to Kanyakumari. So this is total extension, and in another word, the other extension, so it lies between Bay of Bengal and the Eastern Ghat. So this is the other way of speaking the extension of the Eastern Ghat. Now the third point is division. So what is division? So you should know that the Western Coastal Plain has three subdivisions. So let us see what is those. The first one is, you can say this is the first one, this is the second one, and this is third one. So the first one is Konkan coast, and it lies between Gulf of Cambay to Goa, and thereafter the second one is Kannad coast, so it is between Goa to Cochin, and the third one is Malabar coast, it is from Cochin to Kanyakumari. So here you can learn in this way also that the coast of Maharashtra is mainly known as Konkan coast, the coast of Karnataka is known as Kannad coast, and the coast of Kerala is known as Malabar coast. So this is the other way of learning. And now we talk about what is the division of Eastern Coastal Plain. Basically, Eastern Coastal Plain is divided into two parts. So the first one is Northern Sirkar, and the second one is Coromandel coast. So here you can understand in this way that the northern part of the Eastern Coastal Plain is mainly known as Northern Sirkar, while the southern part is known as Coromandel coast. The other way of speaking, the other way of explanation can be that the coast of Orissa and Andhra Pradesh can be termed as the Northern Sirkar, while the coast of Tamil Nadu can be termed as Coromandel coast. So in this way we got the division. Now the last point for both is estuary and delta. It means that the river of Western Coastal Plain form estuary. And what is estuary? So estuary is a funnel shaped opening at the mouth of a river. It's mean that when river comes to fall in Arabian Sea, so they get a very steep slope, and because of that rivers do not deposit sediments and they directly fall in Arabian Sea. So this kind of formation is mainly known as estuary. While if we talk about delta, so the rivers of Eastern Coastal Plain form delta. And what is delta? So a delta is a triangular shaped land formed at the mouth of a river. And how it develops? So it develops due to gentle slope. It's mean when river comes to fall in the Bay of Bengal, so they deposit sediments on its path, and because of that the rivers forced to flow in different channels like that, and in this way they form a triangular shape that is called delta. And you know, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, all these rivers fall in the Bay of Bengal, and these rivers mainly form delta. So in this way we got the difference between Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat. So here we completed our second last topic. Now we are going to discuss our last topic, that is the islands. As you know that India, this is the mainland of India. This entire part that you see, this is called the mainland of India. Apart from mainland of India, there are two groups of islands which are also the part of India. The first one is Lakshadweep Islands and the second one is Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now here first we are going to talk about Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So once again, with the help of points, I will try to make it clear. So the first point for Andaman and Nicobar can be location. So it is very simple that you can say that, and you all know very well that Andaman and Nicobar Islands are located in the Bay of Bengal. So this is very simple point. and at the same time if you say what is the location of Arabian Sea, so definitely it is in the Arabian Sea. Location of Lakshadweep Islands in the Arabian Sea. Now the second point for Andaman and Nicobar can be formation. It's mean that how these islands came into existence, how these islands formed. So actually Andaman and Nicobar Islands are elevated portion of submarine mountain. It's mean that these are the parts of mountains which is above the water level, but generally mountains has a peak, but here what kind of islands we find, so it does not, it's mean the mountains do not have a peak, but it has flat surface, and just because of that, you know, the it is habited by the people. So if I talk about the formation of Lakshadweep Island, so actually these islands have been composed of coral polyps. And what are coral polyps? So they are short-lived microorganisms. They secrete hard rock-like substance. The coral secretion and their skeletons deposit in the form of reef. Here reef means rock. So in this way it's mean the secretion, it's mean as I mentioned that coral polyps are microorganisms and they secrete a kind of substance which is very hard, and their skeletons, all these things are deposited in such a way that it became rock, and in this way Lakshadweep Islands came into existence. Now the next point we can talk about for Andaman and Nicobar, that is extension. It's mean what is according to latitude, if we talk about that how long it covers. So between 6° north latitude to 10° north latitude, this is the total extension of you can say Nicobar Islands, and after that after 10° to 14° north, this is the total extension of Andaman Islands. So here one thing you all must remember, that when we talk about Andaman and Nicobar Islands, so it does not mean that it is a single island, but there are groups of islands, there are many islands, and in this way these two islands are combined with the terms Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So here you got that the total extension of Andaman and Nicobar is between 6° north to 14° north latitude, and 10° channel you can say separates Andaman from Nicobar. Now in the same manner, if I talk about what is the total extension of Lakshadweep Islands, so it starts, or you can say no, it covers the area between 8° north latitude to 12° north latitude. So this is the total you can say extension of Lakshadweep Islands. Now the next points can be capital. As you know, the capital of Andaman and Nicobar is Port Blair, while the capital of Lakshadweep is Kavaratti. And the last point for Andaman and Nicobar can be used 10° channel. It's mean that it is the 10° channel which separates in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So this was all about the islands. So in this way we completed the entire topic. It's mean entire topic of major physiographic. Uh, Here you see the Himalayan mountains, the northern plains, the peninsular plateaus, the Indian desert, the coastal plains, and the islands. So in this way we have completed our second chapter, that is physical features of India. So till then, goodbye.